Hello and welcome to today's morning market report brought to you by CommunityFT. So before we get into today's market report, I'd like you to take note of our risk warning. Trading the financial markets using leveraged products is inherently risky, guys, so it's very important you are fully aware of the risks that are involved in trading the financial markets. So please take note of our risk warning. Okay, so what's on the agenda for today? Well, we're going to have a look at the RBA. So we're going to see where next for the Australian. So we look at a couple of Aussie pairs, and we should also have a look at the Aussie 200. And in addition to that, guys, we'll have a look at the BOJ. They've also released their monetary policy statement today. So we'll ask ourselves, will there be any effect on the Japanese economy? And to do so, guys, we look at related charts. We look at a couple of yen pairs, and we'll look at the Nikkei. So moving swiftly on, let me take you over to Forex Factory for the news releases. You'll find all the information here about these two news releases, so it's worth a read. But in general, guys, things are fairly neutral across the board between the RBA and the BOJ. No major news as such. So let's see how those have affected the market. So let me take you straight in, and we'll look at the Australian first. So this is the Aussie dollar. So as you can see, guys, we've got a lovely little move. This is a daily chart. We've got a lovely little move to the downside, and all we're currently experiencing is a current pullback. So nothing more than that for the time being. So we can very well expect prices to potentially move. They might bottom out, so be prepared for this kind of price action. So let's have a look at the pound Australian. We'd also look at this, guys, because obviously the Fed are primarily looking to increase interest rates, followed closely hopefully by the pound. So we may see strength entering the pound further, and as you can see, guys, we've got this kind of mini structure which I shall just sort of identify for you, with some highs that correspond with it. So we may see price move sideways if we get a break of this sort of 2.1415 level. We might see a nice little leg to the downside, so keep your eyes on that. And obviously above this top red line we may see another push to the upside. So those are two important points of support and resistance to keep an eye on. And kind of a similar form of price action, we've got these mini structures sort of located here. So just from a very basic sort of a price action basis, if we get a break beneath this level with confirmation, we may see price move lower. And again, if we kind of break the 52.50 level to the upside, we might see another nice little leg back up to the upside. So again, bear that in mind. So if I just take you back to the presentation, so let's have a look at the BOJ, their monetary policy statement today. So will there be any effects on the Japanese economy? Well, let's have a look at the price charts, and let's take the Aussie dollar and the pound dollar again. So we all know that the Kuroda is looking for a 2% increase in inflation. However, there is real downside risks, and those risks are potentially growing somewhat. So there's always a concern in terms of what the next steps are. So they've decided to do absolutely nothing for now, and we've got this kind of mini structure in a range really which has seen some previous consolidation price action. So don't be surprised if this continues. If we get a break above the red line to the upside, there might be a very interesting buy, and again to the downside we might get a leg lower to perhaps these kind of levels down here. So these are sort of the levels to consider perhaps. Let me take you over to the pound yen. A bit of strength has entered the yen. We did get a really clear kind of break of this idea, but look at the price action. It drove price higher in the next couple of days. So that's always a little bit of a concern. However, we've just got a basic pullback from this point here, so we may see price come down and sort of retest this kind of area again. So again, if price doubles back above this kind of level here, then we may like to see another buy in this pound yen. So really, guys, it's just a case of sitting and waiting and kind of seeing what happens, so as things unfold. So all that's left for me to do now, guys, is to thank you very much for joining us for today's daily market report, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. So from all of us here, many thanks and bye for now.